Hey, what's up guys? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to start this video off really quickly with an apology for the last couple of videos I had coming out. I know I had some audio issues, and again, I do apologize for that. Thank you so much for still sticking around and enduring the video content that I am still producing. Hopefully, my videos from now on won't be that bad with the audio. So again, I do apologize for that, but thank you for being here. And if you are new to this channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like what you see, hit that like button, because it really does get this information out there to as many people as we possibly can. The idea, guys, is that we're trying to reach as many people with this kind of content so that people can look at the cryptocurrencies that we're talking about the same way that we see them, especially cryptocurrencies such as XRP, which I personally believe is going to be groundbreaking, and also I believe it's going to cause a lot of financial freedom for a lot of people, a lot of XRP holders. So guys, jumping right into this right here, I know I've talked about XRP in my last couple of videos, but again, I found quite a bit of importance in this. And I also found it very interesting that within the last couple of weeks now, we've been seeing quite a bit of news coming out about Ripple and XRP, and what we're seeing are things that have been happening under the radar with Ripple and XRP. And throughout the past, I know we've been seeing little tidbits of information here and there, but it wasn't something where we were able to just cognitively, connect the dots completely. Now, maybe most of you XRP holders have already been aware of a lot of this content, and I know you guys are just smart enough to do that. I'm just finding a very interesting correlation between, again, all the news that we're seeing and, of course, a lot of the things that have been happening with Ripple and XRP. Now, getting right into this, guys, I wanted to quickly talk about this article I came across. And there's a section of it that I found really important. It kind of correlates with my last video that I talked about when it comes to talking about the United States debt. Well, the U.S. does have its own accruing debt right now, but that's not just our country. There is a world debt, an entire global debt that's been happening, and it's something that could be pretty catastrophic for sure for anybody and everybody that would be involved in that debt. Now, of course, this article states how Ripple, XRP, and other cryptos are going to be public debt solution. Now, most of this particular article is, again, stuff that I've already talked about in my previous videos, and you can go back and watch those here. What I did find interesting was the last bit of this article here, and it does go over, again, part of the information regarding debt. This right here is headed, this particular part of the article is headed by stating Ripple and cryptocurrency as the answer to global debt. Then it goes on to say, according to a recent report that was released by International Monetary Fund, the global debt has risen to high levels of more than 170 trillion US dollars, opening the door to a potential catastrophic financial recession if nations fail to repay their debts due to the current hard financial conditions. In April, IMF warned that their semi-annual fiscal report that the global public debt had ballooned over 220% of the global gross domestic product. Although reports of the state of global public debt are alarming and shocking at the very least, but thanks to Ripple's XRP and other cryptocurrencies, the world can rest safe knowing that there is an answer to debt problem that might lead to a great recession like the one witnessed in 2007. And it just goes further to say that due to Ripple's and cryptocurrency's nature of being genuinely peer-to-peer, decentralized, and not controlled by any central government or body, cryptocurrencies cannot be artificially inflated or taxed. Now, of course, they can be forked, and that does happen, quite often with a lot of our coins. We've witnessed that throughout the entirety of cryptocurrency. But when you have a stationary coin, one that isn't looked at to be forked, it can't be artificially inflated, or nor can it be taxed. So again, when you look at coins that are out there available to take on that kind of magnitude, XRP fits the bill immediately. So that's why this particular article kind of correlates XRP as being this solution for global debt right now. Now, interesting enough, we do know from, again, my past videos, and of course a lot of information has come out, that Ripple has been working with a lot of big entities, big banks, big companies, and they've been coming up with a lot of their own particular products as far as software is concerned to help run, the XRP transfer between different types of businesses, banks, so smoothly that they won't have to have any issues. And I kind of tackled that in one of my previous videos about Ripple is merging basically XVIA, XRapid, and XCurrent into one particular software program called Convergence. And so this right here is going to be more or less the engine underneath the hood of this car called Ripple, or excuse me, called XRP. And Ripple is basically the one creating this. Now, again, we know that Ripple has been working more or less hand in hand with American Express. We've seen that, basically in articles such as this right here, where American Express has adopted XCurrent from Ripple. And of course, we also saw that in a couple of little things here where American Express has posted things such as a job description that was looking for a sales coordinator in Phoenix, and they just happened to write in the job description that they were going to be working on a blockchain solution with Ripple and Santander. Now, of course, this is a screenshot. This was eventually rewritten to take out that information about working on the blockchain with Ripple and Santander, but nonetheless, this is just a small little bit of information to kind of let the public know, yes, we are working with some big names here. American Express is. Of course, we also know by this particular article that Santander to launch Ripple payment app this week. This was back in April of this year, so we have already heard news that Ripple's been working with Santander. They are working with American Express as well. As far as I believe it was in October of last year, Coalix, I hope I'm not butchering that name too bad, but this company called Coalix is using Ripple's as a cross-border payment from the United States to Mexico. And this has been taking place, again, the latter part of last year. So we've already had some cross-border payments happening for quite some time. And now we're expanding that out to other countries. And of course, Ripple themselves are expanding themselves out to other countries, such as Singapore. They already, according to this article, they built a new office in Singapore. So again, they're personally branching themselves out. And of course, we see articles such as this right here, where Ripple is adamantly saying how they want to work with China. But we've also been hearing on the news that China is going as extreme as they can with their cryptocurrency ban, and whether or not that lasts as long as it has been, who knows? It could end very shortly. It could elongate and continue all the way until next year, or to 2020. Who knows? I don't mean to stumble on those numbers, but it hasn't been let known by anyone from China when they are going to uplift their particular cryptocurrency ban. So again, with that being up in the air, the only thing we can really rely on is the fact that Ripple has expressed how they want to work with China with this blockchain. So getting XRP into China, getting Chinese money into the crypto market for XRP would absolutely increase the value of XRP for sure. Dealing with, I believe there's over 1 billion people in China alone. That is a substantial amount of money that would flood into the market if majority of those people happen to get involved with XRP cryptocurrency. The last thing I want to end on here, guys, and I apologize for ranting so long, but this article right here really stood out to me. I had to read it a little bit more, but this article is titled "Ripple XRP: A More Tempered Look at XRP as a Supranational Currency." Now, I had to quickly stop and look at what that meant, what supranational currency was, and I just went to Wikipedia, and it says right here, in the foreign exchange market and international finance, a world currency supranational currency or global currency is a currency that is transacted internationally with no set border. So basically, every single country on the planet will be able to take this particular kind of currency, and if every single place on the planet takes this currency, then it would be considered a world currency or a supranational currency. So going back to the article now, it looks as though the author here is just trying to correlate and combine XRP as being what is potentially the next type of supranational currency. What we're going to do here is we're going to go down to what I find is the most important part about this article here. And this author states, XRP stands a good chance to become a supranational currency, one that could be accepted as a currency all across the world. That's because it already has a head start in the banking industry relative to other cryptocurrencies. So far, several financial institutions are using XRP for cross-border payments. Institutions like SBI are already using XRP for transactions in key global economies like Japan. A similar trend is happening all across the world. Brad Garlinghouse also recently stated that lots of financial institutions are buying XRP from Ripple. This is a pointer to the fact that they intend to use it for liquidity purposes in cross-border payments. Therefore, as XRP slowly becomes the standard in banking, it will become more liquid, stable, and well-positioned to become a supranational currency. So, again, it's just something that really stood out to me as far as correlating XRP being what could potentially be a supranational currency or a world currency. Guys, again, we are reaching out as far as being XRP holders. You are now part of the XRP community, and this company, Ripple, they're just reaching out to everybody worldwide. And again, there are countries like China that they're going to be hard for us to get involved again with the cryptocurrency unless they are doing things under the radar, which I completely suspect that that's what's happening. And one day we're going to see China uplift their ban, and once that happens, we're going to see a huge influx of finances back into the cryptocurrency market. Maybe not by a large scale, but large enough that we'll see an impact that will help drive the market back up again, and maybe start introducing itself to more mass adoption worldwide. So again, guys, thank you so much for listening to my videos and dealing with any of my little nuances when it comes to me talking. I'm just trying to wrap everything up in a tight little bow for you, give you guys a general idea of why I find it so important to really not only do your own research, but look into these coins, guys. I mean, we're already dealing with a market that has such low value right now. These are basically, you can consider this as going into a grocery store and seeing every single one of the groceries you wanted to buy at the lowest discounted price you could have seen it at. And what would anybody do in their right mind? They go and buy as many groceries as they possibly could. And that's the same approach that I feel like when it comes to cryptocurrencies. We are seeing such low value amounts for a lot of these coins, low entry points, I should say, that buying into it now, watching these things grow, will definitely grow your finances, and also hopefully lead many people into financial freedom. And guys, if you were wanting to get your feet wet in a little bit of XRP, you can always go and take your approach. Like I said, do your own research, and please know that I'm not a financial advisor, and none of what I provided you tonight was financial investment advice at all. I'm just trying to open your eyes to this new world of finance. We've been so saturated by our own world, our own country's currency, that we didn't even think about the fact that we have inflation happening, and it's destroying our currency, our fiat currency. Any country's currency that is affected by inflation will heavily affect the citizens and the people that live there and how they want to go about spending that money. So again, I apologize for ranting. It's just I want to try to get everybody on board with this. I want to try to get everybody to see this and try to, again, make a path for their own personal financial freedom there. I'm bringing up Binance, guys, because I want you to see here that the chart is showing that XRP in particular has been and is getting closer to hitting, you know, around its lowest point as of this year. Now, that's not to say that we'll go, you know, down to this this particular line here is closer to about the 4,000 Satoshi mark. I'm not saying that we'll go down to that, but I'm just saying when we see low entry points for a lot of our cryptocurrencies, these are good times to start evaluating whether or not you want to get into it at this particular value. This is a great way for you to, again, get your feet wet, guys. I have a couple other ways if you simply do not want to spend a single dime on cryptocurrency. Then you can take the free approach. I have ways for that. I'll put some of the links in the description. I like doing that for everybody because, again, not everybody wants to spend their money. Not everybody can spend their money on cryptocurrency. But you can get yourself into some free cryptocurrency and just get your feet wet, dabble a little bit. If you get enough of this free cryptocurrency, which could take some time, but if you get enough of it, maybe you can use it as far as trading. See how trading works for you. But again, I'll leave all that in the description there. Please go back and check out any of my previous videos about XRP. Let me know what you guys think about that. Again, hopefully my audio is better. Hit that like button again, guys. And again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Oh, one other thing, guys. I'll end it off on this right here. I've tried this out. This is the new Brave download, which is basically it more or less eliminates ads from popping up and populating wherever you go when you're going online. I primarily use it for YouTube, and there's also an incentive base for using this if you watch YouTube and you want to kind of you know, credit your favorite YouTubers. If I'm one of your favorite YouTubers, you can give me credit through this by using the Brave application here, and you use basically BAT tokens, or basic attention tokens, and you can actually reward people such as myself for their content that they provide. But it's primarily so you don't have to worry about your ads. That's the most beneficial part about this. As a matter of fact, here you want a quick idea. Brave says the new Brave browser blocks the ads and trackers that slow you down, chew up your bandwidth, and invade your privacy. Brave even lets you contribute to your favorite creators automatically. So I'll leave a link in the description for this, guys. Just simply, if you wanted to block your ads, is perfect for that, and it keeps it generates an amount of information about how many times it's blocked an ad for you. So definitely look into that. This has just come out and it's gotten a lot of rants and reviews. So definitely something to look into. Again, outside of that, guys, thank you so much for sticking around, hearing me out, and being a part of the channel. Look forward to more content. Hope you guys have a wonderful night, and talk to you later. Bye bye.